In this COVID stuck world, we are all thinking about one thing, that are we witnessing the change in the global order? Because lot many things are going on around the world which is making us think in that direction, because perhaps this is the first crisis of this after the Second World War where the world is not looking at Washington for the leadership. Everybody, all the nations, let it be in Europe, let it be in Africa, let it be in Middle East, or let it be in Asia, they are not looking for leadership towards the United States of America. After Second World War, in every major event of the world, whatever was happening, we became used to. The world became used to, due to the position of United States, that let's see what the superpower of the world, what the biggest economy of the world, what the economy of $22 trillion, the American economy, the American mighty power is going to react to this crisis. But unfortunately, the way Americans have handled the problem, and it has exposed the lacunas in their governance, in their country, in their system. See, one thing is there, from New Delhi to New York, everybody, every country is in problem due to coronavirus. Let it be on the human side, let it be on the economic side, let it be on the administrative side. Yes, problems are there, but one thing is that this COVID-19, it has exposed the weaknesses as well as strengths of all the nations across the globe. It has shown the strength of China, but it has also shown to the world how China suppresses its own people, how China suppresses the information. It has also shown the collective spirit of the state of Germany. Germany didn't do much for the European Union. Everybody was, including all the states of European Union, were expecting from Germany. They didn't do anything, rather I will say, in the worst of the time. Later they did some things, but in the worst of the time they didn't do anything. But yes, within their country, they saved their society from great losses. All the governors of their provincial states, of their provinces, were standing firm behind their chancellor, Angela Merkel. The country was behaving, reacting and acting as a unified country, as a unified force. It has also shown the world India's strength with limited resources, how India has done fantastic management, and we are in a much better condition than rest of the world. So it has shown the strength of India. It has also shown, but it has shown the weaknesses of America. It has shown how much unscientifically the administration behaves. It has shown how the 22 trillion mighty economy doesn't have a social umbrella for its own people. It has shown the pictures have spoken a lot, the videos have spoken a lot, the videos of nurses and doctors crying for just N95 masks. What do you expect? Do you expect it from the world's mightiest country and world's largest economy? It has exposed them. The pictures from United States for economic heartland, that is New York. In New York, they had to put on camps outside the hospitals, and there also they were not able to treat their patients. So it exposed the fissures within the administration. It exposed how much ununited the United States is. It is exposed that their governors are not with their president. It exposed the weaknesses of United States. And let me tell you one thing, United States did not do bad with coronavirus crisis. It did extremely bad in containing the virus spread, in taking care of their own people. It did extremely bad. And let me quote you the words of Germany's foreign minister, Mr. Maasis. Mr. Mas's words are very important, and what he said regarding China, that China took very authoritarian measures while in the US the virus was played down for a long time. These are two extremes, neither of which can be a model for Europe. Look who is speaking this thing. This is Germany, which funds NATO just after United States, with just the largest funding of NATO after the United States. The foreign minister of Germany is quoting this thing regarding United States. And what I feel, the history of the world is full of pandemics, but the chapters of pandemics are yet to come. And history has shown that very big civilizations, let it be even Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, that is Indus Valley civilization. Well, there is no confirmed doubt how the civilization ended, but most of the historians think that there was some epidemic due to which the civilization collapsed. So great nations has collapsed under pandemics and epidemics. And one thing, with big countries, with big nations, they are the big economies, the powerful countries, they have got a lot of capacity to keep storing their problems, to keep let the problems coming and store them without resolving them. And some big crisis comes and it falls, the system breaks, and the whole world is suffering due to sudden stoppage of the wheels of economy, and nobody knows how it will start and who will be benefiting from it, who will stand and who will fall. It may be a condition that small countries or poor countries may start well and rich countries may collapse. Nobody can say, because this is a new chapter in the world history where the entire globe, entire business of the world is shut down. So United States has a lot on stake. And forget coronavirus crisis for a moment. Just turn back the pages of history just a few years, 5 years to 10 years, and look what the regimes were doing. Let it be Republican regime or let it be the Democrat regime. Constantly, United States is weakening NATO. Constantly, it is moving away from the seat of power. Formerly, the Middle East used to be the playfield of United States and its allies. But what they did? See, they left Syria and the adjoining countries in the hands of Russia and Vladimir Putin. So, and practically they have lost half of the Middle East in today's date in the hands of Russia. So they have vacated that seat in the Middle East. Then you look at the United Nations and various of its bodies. Just recently we have seen how WHO was treating China with the kids' gloves. And why it is doing so? It is doing so because when America is losing its power institutions, then somebody will occupy it. It's the law of the nature that vacuum never remains. Somebody will occupy that very vacuum. And America is leaving vacuum, others are filling it. You look at the Paris Agreement on climate change. India has done fantastic. The world is praising India and few more countries who have done exceptionally good vis-a-vis climate control. But America moved out of the Paris Agreement, so it lost its leadership even with the climate change of the world. You look at they moved out of a Trans-Pacific Partnership, and what they said that instead of the Belt and Road BRI initiative by China, what we will do, we are bringing Blue Dot Network. But where is the Blue Dot Network in the minds of Americans? Where is it? Practically, they have not invested enough money for infrastructure, whereas China has invested billions and trillions of dollars for the same. Even when Italy was suffering, US's condition was not bad that time. It was not suffering with COVID. But United States didn't help Italy. Rather, it was Russia which sent its troops, even the military troops of Russia, which work with the biological war department, nuclear war and chemical war department. They went to up till Lombardy, which was the worst stricken place in Italy, to help them. So the help came from Russia, but not from United States. So definitely in that circumstance, you will lose power. Then yes, I know that WHO is wrong in supporting China. They are treating China with kids globe rather than asking tough questions from China. But United States, what they did, they stopped the funding of WHO in these extreme circumstances when African countries, very poor African countries, I had made 2 days back a video on African countries and their condition. 10 countries are now having zero number of ventilators, and these countries are dependent only upon WHO. And what happened? America stopped funding them. China started funding WHO. So what happens if you will leave the space, the vacuum? Definitely somebody is going to occupy it. No vacuum is left unoccupied. And the Great Depression of America, previously, it gave rise to America's New Deal. Now this Great Depression, which is bound to come, may give new deals to the East. I may say that this COVID-19 has made the procedure of downfall of West and rise of East, and it has very fast by many folds. And who is in East? There will be only 2 powers remaining in East, India and China. So I think the COVID-19 crisis will definitely give a pace to the process of collapse of West and rise of the East. I'm sure that sun will rise from the East only, and it's not a big. I always maintain that many big empires have collapsed due to epidemics or pandemics in history. If something happens, you never know. But again, there is a strong possibility because of enormous natural resources. If America takes appropriate steps, it changes itself from internally as well as in terms of foreign policy. Again, reoccupy the power seat. And I want either India or America should occupy it, not China. Because if China takes a lead in the global domination, the world will be very sad and it will be very ugly. If China is the global policeman, you can understand what type of ugly world it will be. I know America has lot of faults, but comparatively it's a much better society than the Chinese counterparts. So it should be either India or America on the global play field. And it's highly possible that if America takes right direction, right steps, it may again stand up on its feet. Let's hope for the best. But we can't deny one thing, that like we use the terminology for defining era as before Christ and after Christ, that is BC and AC and AD. Now BC and AD instead of BC and AD, we may use the terms BC and AC, before Corona and after Corona. Let's see what happens.